Both teams can score goals, and they have their game. They have like 10 minutes of dominance. These guys have started very, very quickly in a bunch of games, built leads. Yeah, they're very similar in some ways. Both teams, the team that plays the best defensively tonight wins.
I haven't had a couple of updates here in a while. Duclair out there with a full group.
Yeah.
Just thoughts on that.
First time with the full group. Excited. We're not taking him on the trip because he's back working with Patrick Hornquist here. He's going to get more ice here because as you look at our schedule, we're not going to get much ice up there. So he stays. I'm hopeful that we can get him into a full practice prior to the break where he's banging and it's on, and then that way he knows how to train in the break. I mean, I think it'd be there's a chance it could be before, but realistically we're thinking about just after the break he'd be a player. So it's, you know what, it was perfect for today. Been on the road for a long time, all messed up on time zones, but they were all chirping him out there and it brought a little energy, so it was good to have him out there.
Goaltender tonight, Coach?
Bob, yeah.
Any lineup changes expected?
None.
And looking at, back to Duclair, I'm no doctor, you're no doctor, but to see him sprinting, I'll move over there for the kid.
Yeah.
To see him sprinting and cutting and doing all the
Right.
stuff we haven't seen him do, that's got to be
Yeah,
a
big
boost.
change in his kind of program here over the last week. So instead of being careful, he can go out and push himself. One of the advantages of him being injured while Patrick Hornquist is out is that's who he's training with right now, and he thinks he's going to come back in the best shape of his career just based on working with Patrick. So today was a big day for him. No contact, but changing directions a lot, and they'll push him a little harder hereafter, and then we'll kind of keep building each day. But it's a long, very difficult injury to rehab, but I think this is maybe we're getting to that place where first time where we're happy where it's at, where it's starting to look good.
And we're still timeline, because people, I know you don't know, but he still needs weeks of practice, right? Full practice, and then maybe some rehab
So he's
games
getting
in Charlotte.
Yeah, I don't know. This is team performance, guys. We've hired some new people here over the last year, and some of them have a tremendous amount of experience with Achilles injuries. So we get to push him really hard in a very controlled environment here. I'm not sure how much time he's going to need, and if he's 100% healthy, we won't be waiting for him to be at the top of his game before he comes back in. If the body's good, and I don't really, we will stress that ankle and we'll push it, and we'll be darn sure that if something happens, it's not because the ankle wasn't 100%. But we won't wait until his hands are perfect. I got a spot for him.
Well, I just meant like, you know.
No, but he'll get close to practice. I think he needs one full heavy contact practice, and then the confidence build. By the time we put him into that practice, we will feel he's at 100%.
He's close enough.
Because we won't put him in that situation with that injury until he's ready to go. He gets through it, feels good, then the door's open.
You said no lineup changes today. Was there any thought it may be changing some things? I mean, especially defensively.
No. So listen, the young guy that's in's a right-hand shot. He's going in on the right side, and he's not going in over Gudis, Ekblad, or Montour. Right? And I'm not putting him on his offside. That'd be unfair to him. I'm not taking Mahura out and jamming a kid on his offside. So he'll get his opportunity here when an opportunity opens up.
I was just wondering, you know, we saw the game the other night with Mark Stahl kind of getting beat a couple times.
Yeah, know what?
I was just wondering, you haven't had the depth defensively to give
Right.
him a night off. He is a veteran guy. Has there been any thought to give him
I just
rest him?
tell his partner to get 5 feet closer to him on those nights. They got to work together.
Okay. Has it been a concern? I mean,
No.
okay.
We're very aware of the personnel and what they go through. Mark Stahl's battled his ass off this year. They went up the pipe on both of them twice. That was a problem. But we're not replacing him with a player that's got more compete, more experience, and more bounce back. And we got other guys plus minus that are fighting harder than he is.
Coach, Anton Lundell, 100 games tonight in the NHL, still only 21. But your thoughts, I know you didn't see him last year, but your thoughts on just his growth and just where he's at as a young guy.
Yeah, he's such an interesting guy because I think some say players, the sky's the limit. What's interesting about Anton is he can become whatever kind of player he wants to be. He's got the hands to be a playmaker. I think you saw the goal the other night. I think that you can shoot the puck, can think the game defensively, he can think it offensively. It's sometimes, and I think he's trying to develop all of it. He wants to kill penalties badly. which is most young guys go, no, you just let somebody else do that. They shot block out there. He wants that piece to his game. So by the time, and it's going to take a few years, that he's going to be a complete all-around player. What we're playing with right now is how do we actually increase that curve in some part of his game? So instead of trying to making him an all-around player every year, can we drive a little more offense out of him, get the hands going, the creativity? It's easier for him to do it on the wing with a player like Barkov. It's a different game, right? Barkov handles the puck differently. It changes where you get it. You start to see these guys small little area give and goes. So just wanted to see that. I like the way the two of them have played. I like the way that line, and I think there's quite a bit more there. So we'll leave him there for a little while. I still think he's a center iceman, and those guys are hard to find. But with his age, we can develop pieces of his game at different times.
I just want to ask you about Giovanni Smith. Had a really strong game in Vegas, even just without the fight, just the 5-on-5
Yeah.
play. Just only 6 games here with the Panthers. Just seems like he's adapted really quickly to what you guys are doing.
Yeah, we get him. We're fortunate when we get him because the whole kind of systems from Tampa to Detroit, that's where he would have learned them, are similar to what we run. So he jumped in. Really liked his first 2 games. I think there's a bit of a drop-off there in the middle, but the last game, very positively, was a return and then an increase to form, if you will, on the body, physical. I like that. I like having a guy in the lineup that can do it. I think it raises the energy in the game. It makes keeps everybody on their toes on their end. He threw a couple of big hits, changed the game like that. So he's earned his right to be in the lineup, and I like that style of hockey. I got time for it.
Is there an added benefit having Kachuk on the second line? You
Yeah,
have
completely
different.
benefit on the
Yeah.
road. Everybody in the team, everybody in the National Hockey League's got a pair. Got a pair of defensemen that can play against the other team's best, and they've got to decide how they want to do that now. And there's going to be an opportunity. I think Benny and I don't think it's mattered where Matthews played. He just produces, so that's a positive too. Having, especially when we get out on the road and you don't get lights changed, forcing the other team to decide: is it Barkov or is it Tkachuk tonight?
It seems like Tkachuk and Verhaeghe really have a good connection on that second line. I mean, what parts of Tkachuk's game really shine and making Verhaeghe shine?
I think Matthew puts the puck in a lot of good places for a guy like that just to skate into. The ability to control the puck. So Carter's a great skater and he's a great shooter, but he's not necessarily going to control the puck on the offensive zone. He's not a heavy guy. But Matthew can hang on to it long enough that Carter can get into holes. The quiet guy here, and I think I was thinking about this the other night, like we don't talk nearly enough about Sam Bennett and his effort. I mean, he's back checking for those 2 guys a lot. He's grinding down low. He's also getting up the ice. The key piece to those 2 may be actually the guy in the middle.
First game back from the West can always be a little bit tricky.
Yeah.
In your mind, what's the biggest challenge in terms of adjusting?
First 10 minutes of the hockey game to the speed of the game. But you're always looking for little tells that you were about. We moved right this morning, and they were talking this morning. So I don't know how much coffee you had, Katie, when you got up. I had a whole bunch just to get going, but they were right this morning. And then we're going to need the first 10 minutes. You got to get your legs going, and you got to be in the game after those 10 minutes.
Thanks, guys.
Okay, guys.
Thank you.
Okay, guys.